The Liberals work every day to inflate asset prices. Team Feudalism has the audacity to run a $78 billion deficit.
Got another floor crosser here. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. Today we've got Michael Ma has crossed the floor to the Liberal Party. Suspicious the timing, also suspicious all his connections to China. Was he planted there by the CCP? Let's jump into this. Starting this one off, we got Pierre Poilievre announcing this here. Michael Ma was elected as a Conservative by the constituents of Markham Unionville, which is an important thing to note for later on, to fight against Liberal inflationary spending driving up the cost of living in his community. Today he chose to endorse the very policies he was elected to oppose. The same policies driving up food prices, making life more expensive for all. The people he let down the most are the ones who elected him to fight for an affordable future. He will have to answer to them. So Michael Ma is this traitor here, as you can see on his Conservative website. This guy is a grifter looking for an opportunity. He's only been in the government for 8 months now and he's flipped. What did Carney promise him? Going down memory lane, Michael Ma won his riding here. You can see 50.7% to 47.1 against Peter Yuen. And if we look at his count today, well, where did it go? It disappeared. Interesting how both that and his website have completely disappeared. These guys are cowards. These floor crossers, this should be against the law. People are voting, people are donating to these people and they just change their mind. They're getting incentives from the party in power, from the Chinese Communist Party. Like, what's going on here? This should be against the law. Here's Michael Ma back in October 27th. Just a month and a half ago.
Every dollar the Prime Minister spends comes out of the pockets of Canadians through higher prices and through food inflation. Monthly visits to food banks have doubled since 2019. Mr. Speaker, when will the Liberals realize that their inflationary deficits are driving up the cost of food and driving Canadians to the food bank?
This guy does not care about Canadians. He only cares about himself. He's an opportunist. What you're going to see here is going to make your blood boil. Here's Pierre and Anna at the Conservative Christmas party just 2 days ago. And here he is, Michael Ma, standing with them, having a nice time. You've seen dancing on the floor with his wife? So there's probably copyright music there, but yeah, there he is having a good time at the Conservative Christmas party. 24 hours, what do we get at the Liberal Christmas party? Look at this.
Some of you, and I salute you, have been Liberals your whole life. Some of you apparently came back from the dead to be Liberals here tonight. Others, like me, are new to politics. I'm not a politician. Others are new to politics. I am now. Yes, you're right. Some may have just joined our party. Some, like literally, just joined our party.
He's so smug and arrogant. He is more arrogant. His inflated ego is bigger than Justin Trudeau. Trudeau was all for the camera, but this guy is pure evil.
So let's give a warm welcome to our newest member of the Liberal Party, Michael Ma, the MV. Where you?
This is just 24 hours later. What a traitor. This is unbelievable.
Wow, such a big welcome. Thank you.
This traitor's in for a rough ride. He thinks he can just backstab Canada and get away with it.
Thank you. All I want to say is Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a great 2026 coming to all of you. Thank you, and enjoy the party tonight.
He enjoys the Conservative Christmas party and then defects over to the Liberals. What an absolute loser. This guy's morally bankrupt.
All right, there we go.
We need new laws against this stuff. Carney doesn't want to have an election. He just wants to keep enticing people to join his party. He's not looking for democracy.
Because the Liberals see themselves as a player, they have always been stacking the game in their favor. The Liberals do not believe in productive economy that works for hardworking Canadians. Team Feudalism has flooded an increasing number of people into Canada against a roughly steady state housing and job situations. The Temporary Foreign Worker Program and the International Mobility Program as a business model to keep wages artificially low, to keep paper profits high, and to price Canadians out of the job market. The interventionist red Liberals picked their winners, and they have chosen to give a discretionary government subsidy to unproductive rentier businesses that can only function on the modern equivalent of slave labor.
This guy just accused Mark Carney's government of slave labor, and then he just joined them. Like, you can't make this stuff up. There's no way this guy changed his view of the liberals. This guy has to be a plant. I think this guy's corrupted by China. I think something was offered to him in China. I'm speculating, but this is way too fishy. So we're not going to play much of this CBC nonsense because they having a good chuckle over here. Oh, it's such a good time. I just want to point out one thing Robert Fife says here.
I had no idea it was going to be Michael Ma.
Yeah, this was not a name anyone mentioned.
Not a name that anybody had mentioned. On your show a few minutes ago when you were talking to the House Leader, Stephen McKinnon, he said to you that there were a number of Conservative MPs who have been talking to them about that they support a lot of the legislation that's before Parliament, but they've had to keep quiet on it. But this is a really serious problem that Pierre Poilievre does not want to recognize. He is behaving very childlike and not as serious in the House of Commons. If you're a member of Parliament, you come here to want to do things. When you have a leader of the opposition criticizing the Prime Minister for traveling, saying he's on a vacation, when he's actually meeting global investors to invest in Canada.
Okay, that's enough of that. This guy flies around the world, dozens of flights, and has gotten nothing for Canada. What, he's got this big UAE deal that's going to enrich Brookfield? He's mobilizing Canada's pension funds? $2 trillion? Robert Fife has the audacity to mention not serious, childish. This guy won't even run a real story. He calls himself a journalist, and he hasn't mentioned one of these conflicts of interest. I break these stories week after week after week, and he's got an entire team of people. He is a disgrace of a journalist. Canada is full of these losers, just complete losers. They don't care about our country. It's all about themselves and their own bank accounts. I don't have a big team. I don't have all their resources. It's just me. And yet I've got real-time trackers of how much money Mark Carney is making off of his stocks. I've got a full list of conflicts of interest, both direct and indirect conflicts of interest, and he hasn't broken a single story here on any of this. He calls himself a journalist. He's just a pathetic excuse for a journalist. And I'm not even a journalist. And look at what other creators are digging up on Carney and the Liberals and all this stuff day after day after day. And these guys don't cover any of this stuff. They're all paid off propaganda shills. He has the audacity to say Pierre Poilievre is being juvenile or childish or whatever. Mark Carney is ripping off Canada. And these guys are allowing him, they're enabling him to do it. I suspect this floor crossing was not a real floor crossing. I think this guy was planted by the Chinese government. So one thing that does need to be recognized is this guy wasn't vetted well enough. There needs to be stricter vetting on candidates for the Conservative Party because Michael Ma is a shill. I thought this post was interesting because this sums it up. They don't flip sides. They were installed to. The betrayal isn't shocking. It's scheduled. They rehearsed it in private, then cry foul in public. So you'll be thinking something went wrong. What we're talking about here is the riding that he won. Michael Ma won this riding, Markham Unionville. The person who was originally running in that riding was Joe Tay. Remember this? January 2024, he announced on his channel that he would seek the Conservative Party of Canada nomination for Markham Unionville. What happened? The Chinese Communist government came after him and his family. We had Paul Chang offer a bounty on his head for anyone to drag him down to the embassy and ship him back to China where he'd likely be executed. They went after Tay's cousin and cousin's wife, essentially his family in Hong Kong. So he switched ridings. And who stepped in there? This dirtbag. I think China planted both these guys. Paul Chang, and then they replaced Paul Chang with the other guy, and then they put him in there. They're all CCP agents. And who else does the CCP support? Mark Carney. As we saw from this whole WeChat thing, PRC linked to WeChat operation targeted Prime Minister Mark Carney. They all use this language, targeted. No, it's favored. That's the right word, favored Mark Carney. As it says here, they promoted him. It reached 1 to 3 million users. Promoting Mark Carney as this great business leader. That's great for China. The Chinese Communist Party, Xi Jinping, favored Mark Carney to win. And we shouldn't be surprised why. They're already business partners. And once again, this is the year before. PM lobbied Mayor of Beijing. It's just on and on and on. I believe this is a screenshot from the actual stuff that was being pushed out. I can't read Chinese, but whether people want to speculate or not, there's a bunch of us who got Mario saying it 100% China favored Carney. They were caught boosting his post. It was election interference by China. Now we have Hong Kong born national across the floor to the Liberals. So Michael Ma here, born in Hong Kong, he actually originated from Guangzhou, immigrated to Canada from Hong Kong. As we see here, there's Michael Ma. This comes from EasyCA, some Chinese website here. Chinese American candidate Ma Rongzheng. This is basically his name flipped flipped backwards. This is converted from Chinese, as you can see the characters at the top here. This is a Chinese website. See, there he is right there. There he is right there. This guy's deeply integrated in China. Going back to Mario's post here, it says now Carney's 1 MP away from a majority. So something else to think about that is the Terrebonne riding, which essentially was given to the Liberals by the activist judge. If that one's fully appealed or goes to a by-election, then Carney can lose that one, then he's back down 2 again. So it's not like they've got this in the bag, but I mean, they're getting closer. The question is, does China have more people they've planted in there? We don't know that they planted this guy, but boy, it looks like this is a possibility.
Mr. Speaker, the Liberals don't represent Team Canada. They don't represent the average hardworking Canadian. They represent the most ancient feudalism with a fake paper economy bolstered by something that very nearly approximate a slave system.
Let me get this straight. This guy accuses the Liberals of running a feudalism system here in Canada, accusing Carney of slave labor twice in quite a scathing speech here, and then he joins them? Suddenly he feels Carney's the right guy? I call bullcrap. Anyone who doesn't think China is not involved here is absolutely naive. Wyatt Claypool posting this is a great catch. So there's a left-wing account on X that was raising the alarm here of essentially attacking the Conservatives when he was a Conservative. Says it's odd that CPC candidate in this riding posted a photo of him with disgraced former CPC MP Bob Saroya took a trip to China paid by the CCP. As soon as I called Michael Ma out on his ties to Saroya, he deleted the photo from his X account. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. It's just disgraceful that if there was some sort of corruption or whatever, now this guy's on his side, he's going to delete the evidence. Wyatt Claypool catching this before he deleted it. Sam Cooper posting this, which you can see the original post is now gone as things are getting deleted left, right, and center right now. Wake up, Canada. A majority by floor crossing in circumstances where the PRC, the People's Republic of China, is recognized to have favored Carney will be absolutely unacceptable. Look at the MP that crossed. Look at his Markham riding. Look what happened to Joseph Tay. Can't stand for this action is needed. Sam Cooper is on the same wavelength here. This is way too much of a coincidence where Joe Tay gets threatened, his family gets threatened by the Chinese Communist Party. You've got Paul Chang enticing the bounty on his head. Twitch is riding, 2 more guys get put in. Were they both planted by China? Were they both liberals from the start? I mean, this guy's got a lot of ties here. We've got this one, Canada-China Federation of Entrepreneurs, $1.3 million given by the government. And there's Michael Ma, and there's the Canada-China Federation of Entrepreneurs, a group he's a part of here, at least he's speaking at. There he is again. There he is again. Vesper digging this one up.
The new federal parliament members were sworn into office in mid-May. How many months have they actually worked? They've already entered the summer recess, but their work, however, remains extremely busy.
So this is really hard to listen to, and then they stop speaking English here at some point, but he goes on to say, let's send out more and be hoping to bring the voice of Chinese back into parliament. On the other hand, looking back there were genuine concerns about the election prospect. This is because the electoral district was switched at the very last moment before the registration deadline. Moving over this one, we've got the Fujian Association of Canada celebrates 15th anniversary, and well, there he is as well, Michael Ma, and he's seen throughout these photos many times. He's over right there again. Here we have in the address, Chang Hobo, Consulate General for the People's Republic of China in Toronto, highly praised. The hard work pays off. This is about the most Chinese thing I've seen in a long time. Those military propaganda videos. So the People's Republic of China working together on these events. And this guy too, I recognize him. He was one of these other guys linked to a few of the other Trudeau liberals. They're all linked in on this stuff. This is one section of my chart I don't have built out because I did all these videos before I made my chart, but these guys got to go on there. They're all tied. And there's Michael Ma in the same event, looking at his credentials here when he was younger. Former Chief Information Officer at Life Labs. This guy went to the University of British Columbia, as well as the University of South Australia, University of Toronto Rotterdam School of Management, Corporate Governance College, Ivey International Center of Health Innovation, Harvard University. I don't know if his time at Harvard overlaps with Mark Carney. I mean, they both look similar age, so maybe they know each other from Harvard. And here he is at another event. This is another Chinese website here, translated. And there he is, Michael Ma.
展现加拿大华人社区的团结力量和深厚的文化传承，是洪门历史上规模最。
And there's that dirtbag right there. Photo after photo after photo, he's in here. So you can see he's highly wrapped up in the Chinese community. Some of those ones had members from the People's Republic of China, the government there. And that same government goes after Joe Tay, threatens him and his family. He switches riding. Michael Ma steps in, wins, and now defects over to the Liberals. It's a little too convenient. Here's the 2025, the Federation of Chinese Community Alumni Association of Canada. And who do we see there? It's Michael Ma. Of course it is. And there he is again. Is he wearing Liberal red or People's Republic Republic of China read. And here he is. Oh, this is another clip. How did this slip in here? Oh, this is a Bulgarian government resigns after mass protests across the country against government corruption. Sorry about that. I didn't know how this slipped in here. Might as well take a look at this. I have no idea what's going on here. I don't know why there's techno music either.
The reason we are here is that half of the younger people in this country have left solely because of these same people. They may look different, but in reality they are the same. We are here because we are tired and we don't want all our relatives to live abroad. We want to stay in Bulgaria. And the only way to stay in Bulgaria is to save Bulgaria. And that will happen. If not today, then tomorrow.
So powerful stuff, the people of Bulgaria revolting against a corrupt government. One thing we know for certain about this guy, the fact that he went to this Christmas party and then just the next night stabs Pierre and the Conservatives and his own constituents and Conservatives across Canada in the back. This guy's a rat, just like Mark Carney. Sadly, I think our government's completely compromised by China. How deep does it go? We don't know. I guess it depends how many more floor crossings are coming.
While over 2 million Canadians visit food banks each month, where 700,000 of those are kids, the Liberals work every day to inflate asset prices, whether through deficit spending or letting any warm body pass into country to keep those rents sky high. Team Feudalism has the audacity to run a $78 billion deficit with over $90 billion in new spending. That equates to over $5,000 per Canadian household, and yet still say they wish to build Canada strong.